A Texas state trooper barricades an entrance at Santa Fe High School where a gunman killed 10 people last week. Matt Patterson, European press photo agency Shutterstock. Another school shooting has PR. Prompted yet another debate. The same intractable spit about a statistic that has made the United States an outlier compared with other countries. The high number of mass shootings per capita. Study study analyzing mass shootings within the United States and in comparison with other countries demonstrate that the single most important variable is the high number of guns in the country, according to the New York Times. Yet after the high school shooting in Santa Fe, Texas left 10 people dead last week, the National Rifle Association and other conservative entities have offered a host of reasons for the violence, none of which involve the weapons. The best available evidence suggests NRA-backed gun policies are making crime worse. Here are some of the problems they spotlighted for Blend. Followed by what data has shown the media. The spokeswoman for National Rifle Association, Dana Loesch, blamed the media for the shooting in part. The media has got to stop creating more of these monsters by oversaturation, Loesch said on the NRA's television station. Look, I understand it. I'm not saying don't responsibly report on things as they happen, but constantly showing the image of the murderer, constantly saying their name, is completely unnecessary. Loesch's criticism seemed to echo parts of a long-time campaign by some victims' families and others to get national media organizations to focus less on the shooters and their manifestos, pictures, postings and even their names, and more on victims as a strategy to reduce publicity that could inspire others seeking notoriety. David Hogg, an 18-year-old activist, also asked media organizations this week not to name the Santa Fe high school shooter, although he has remained one of the most prominent gun control advocates. The Parkland shooting in February. Governor Dan Patrick, a Republican and prominent gun proponent in the state, has pointed to numerous issues that he sees lurking behind last week's shooting. Video mess, abortion, lack of religion in schools. Texas lieutenant in the hours after the violence, he said that reducing the number of entrances at the high school and others like it could have stopped the shooter. A remark that drew jeers on social media from gun control advocates and others. On Sunday, Patrick took aim at video games and complained about the lack of religion in schools, as well as the prevalence of abortions in the United States. We have families that are broken apart, no fathers at home. We have 50 million abortions, he said. According to CNN, we have incredible heinous violence as game 2 hours a day in front of their eyes, and we stand here and we wonder why this happens to certain students. Texas official says that fewer doors could mean fewer school shootings. We had Kurt's way in schools. Jonathan Stickland, a Republican state representative in Texas, seemed to imply that sending children to school was the problem, hearing from many parents they are scared to and their kids to school. He wrote on Twitter, "We need to give them as many different choices as possible." Pummeling received on social media. Conservative radio host Hugh Hewitt, who is also a contributing columnist at the Washington Post, pointed out that the killer did not use an assault rifle and argued that some of the gun control methods and popular proposals wouldn't have had any impact. Instead, he recommended paying attention to troublesome individuals, a premise broadly echoed by some security experts, and suggested keeping a close eye on students' clothing. To the teachers and administrators out there, the trench coat is kind of a giveaway, he said. You might just say, no more trench coats. The creepy people. Make a list, check it twice. He also spoke of the social media petri dish problem, saying that the shooter may have been moved by, among other things, a pummeling received on social media. At the American Conservative, a writer mused about modern TECHN technology's role. Smartphones came out in 2007, wrote Rod Dreher in a discursive essay titled Helplessness in the Santa Fe Shooting. Social media became a huge thing around 2010. Is there a connection? A culture of violence, and Ritalin NRA President Oliver North blamed the culture of violence and criticized prescription drugs like Ritalin, which is used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. After the shooting, the disease is youngsters who are steeped in a culture of violence, North said on Fox News. Nearly all of these perpetrators are male, and they're young teenagers. in most cases. They've been drugged in many cases. All we need to do is turn on the TV, go to a movie, and they've come through a culture where violence is commonplace. If you look at what has happened to young people, many of these young boys have been on Ritalin since they were in kindergarten. An ever-growing body of research consistently reaches the same conclusion. The only variable that can explain the high rate of mass shootings in America is its astronomical number of guns. https TCOT-H1B5BQHA5. The New York Times. At New Times, May 19, 2018. The New York Times reported on studies that examine many non-gun related issues that are often held up as explanations for the mass shootings in the United States. It noted that mental health issues and video game use did little to explain the mass shootings, as some have claimed, as other developed countries experienced similar levels of both at much lower shooting rates. Other studies have shown that the United States is not more crime prone than other nations, just more mass shooting prone, and some have shown a strong positive correlation between higher gun ownership and more gun violence. Read more. Oliver North blames school shooting on culture of violence. He was a pitchman for a violent video game teen who started massive Oregon wildfire with fireworks, must pay $36 million. Judge rules a photo has Jet Li fans worried about his health again.